Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another market review. Sorry for you guys, I couldn't get a Monday market review out yesterday. Obviously, I did a poll for you guys last week. What would you rather see, Monday market reviews or the Thursday morning market reviews? And you guys picked the Monday. I got caught up with some really busy stuff yesterday. But again, another fantastic start to the week on the markets, everyone in the trades group. So well done to all of you guys that are inside the group. And managed to start off nice and strong. We've sent a trade in this morning that has hit targets as well. So another great start to Tuesday. And now we can hop into this market review moving forward. So let's see what we're looking at for today and the week ahead. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish setups going over 4x and the metals for you guys throughout the week. So first things first, what we're starting off with, as you guys saw in the Telegram, I put in a summary of the Iran war, everything going on and everything like that. Long story short, we're sticking to the same biases, but let's go over that really quickly, as you guys can see here, what I put into the Telegram. So as I'm expecting, so early this week, we're going to get potential pullbacks, potential gap fills, you know, some same biases going into the week. I'm still looking at USD strength. I'm still looking at metals for sells, still looking at obviously oil being elevated, obviously above pre-war prices, right, as nothing's getting resolved, okay? But we could see those pullbacks after obviously NFP, strong jobs data last week, giving the USD strength. We could see the pullbacks just fitting in kind of that area to continue moving forward. So still looking at the same biases, USD strength, metal sells, and obviously oil still elevated. So Iran war situation. So this is the reason why I'm sticking to these same biases. As you can see, the Hormuz is still stale. It's still not free flowing. There's still a dual blockade going on, which is obviously the energy crisis worsens, right? Everything's still elevated. Everything's still going up in price. The dual blockade is not lifted. We have ceasefire violations, as you guys saw the news headlines over the weekend of the bombings and obviously attacks around the Middle East. Zero agreement on uranium enrichment, which of course Iran is saying that is not going to be part of the deal, but the US is adamant that that has to be part of the deal for the war to end. There's zero agreement on Hormuz Authority. Obviously, Iran has this huge power over the Hormuz, which wasn't a thing pre-war. They have got stronger in this war with obviously taking advantage of the Strait of Hormuz. The US going to use Iran-seized resources to replenish war damage when Iran wanted reparations and assets unfrozen. Israel attacked Beirut. And Netanyahu clearly does not take orders from Trump, but Trump does take orders from Israel. They work hand in hand. I'm not sure why Trump is Israel's puppet and that sort of thing, but this is what has been seen throughout this whole war. Active war escalations, as we saw from the news headlines over the weekend, with potential for the other strait to be closed. Iran has teased that. They've teased digital cables to be attacked, which could affect Wi-Fi signals, obviously across that area, and the GCC infrastructure attacked as well if escalations do happen around there. There's no more in-person talks or clear signs of deal/diplomacy. So Trump and the USA is going to get more desperate at damage control. We're going to see those more damage control headlines. Trump saying, oh, we're close to a deal. We're close to doing this, we're close to doing that, when there's actually nothing on the table. So I'm sure we'll see that continue to be played in the headlines alongside the real news. Remember, the market's just shrugging off all of this stuff that Trump's saying, and the real news is what's moving it. As I say, he looks like an idiot for being a puppet in this war, and he knows it. Ego of an empire manipulated and being used by Israel, while the credibility is crumbling all over for the USA. So long story short, we could see this war get way worse than better. I'm sticking to biases that I've told you guys ahead of time throughout all of this, and we'll keep you guys informed. So USD strength, metal sales also elevated throughout. So let's hop straight into this. You guys know what I'm looking at. We've got all up-to-dates on the war situation. So this is what I'm looking at for the week. So starting off with USD JPY, okay? So looking at USD JPY, I'm going to look to just trade this range for now on USD JPY. As you can see, we are super high in the market right now, but we are super high, which means we have to take into account JPY interventions that happen. You see this big candle here. JPY pumps a load of money into the market to try and obviously keep the FX market stable. So we could see that here at this same level. We have a really nice level over here. We reject these areas. We trade in this range. So if we get the rejection of this area, I'm looking to take this down. I'd rather be in sells on JPY than buys, and it comes out the blue of an intervention, and then you get taken out big time. Do you know what I mean? So a really nice risk to reward ratio trade there. Obviously, if it breaks above here, we could see this continue further on the USD strength. But again, this intervention could hit any time. So we're just going to see how it rejects to this level, and then we'll go from there. I've got a two-way setup here on GBP JPY. Again, look, super high. Like, we haven't been this high in a long time, as I've told you guys weeks on weeks. If you guys want to go to Japan, now is an amazing time. You're going to get the most for your money that you have since 2008. So if you've got the money there, get that Japan trip booked. This is a really good time. But moving on to obviously the trading sort of thing. So if we've got a really nice short-term bullish trend line coming through here. If we can come down, reject the trend line, break above the zone, look to take the buys. If we break up the structure, I'm going to look to take short-term sells just down to the bottom of the range here, as you can see, and the big bullish daily trend line coming through there. So just looking to take this, whatever it decides to reject or break, and we can take it from there. Next up, I have Euro USD. Just for short-term buys, as I told you guys from the news, short-term pullback, still liking the USD strength here. As you can see, we've got the really nice rejection off my level last night here. I'm looking to see if we can get back to this trend line. This trend line holds strong, and we can come up to these really nice levels up here, where we'd probably definitely get a rejection around these levels, as you can see, to potentially continue the sells down, break out of this whole structure and continue down. But going off, obviously, the big bearish momentum we had at the end of the last week, just looking to fill this in a little bit, see if we can get that moving forward. Next up, I'm looking at Euro CAD for a potential two-way idea. As you can see, again, we're super high in the market up here. We've started a downtrend, but we are more or less ranging here, as you can see. So looking to take a two-way idea here on this nice short-term bullish trend line coming through, looking to take the break of either side here. As you can see, if we can come down, reject the trend line, reject the level, I'm going to look to take the buys off, overall bullish momentum. If we break out of this structure, I'm going to take the short-term sells just down to these lows, as we can see to the left. Next up, looking at Euro GBP, we are way far off of this. Obviously, we caught the sell over here a couple of weeks ago. Looking to see if we can come up, reject the trend line at this level, and then continue down to the really nice base level that we have at the bottom here, as you can see. Yeah, super nice, but we're pretty far off this, so I won't worry about this for now. Next up, I'm looking at GBP NZD for potential two-way idea, as you can see here. Again, super high in the market. We are super bullish on this, as you can see. I've identified a inverse head and shoulders pattern. As you can see, if you guys that don't know, inverse head and shoulders, potential bullish momentum. But if this comes up, we have a short-term trend line coming through here. If this comes up, rejects the trend line, breaks below the zone, we're looking to take the short-term sells just to play in this little wedge pattern that we have here. But if we break out all of this structure, I'm going to look to take the buys as a final target at the highs that we see to the left over here. So we'll just see how this plays out. This looks really clean. Nice setup there. Okay, next up, I'm looking at GBP CAD for potential sells here. As you can see, we are super in a massive range right at these highs over here. Again, really high for GBP CAD. As you can see, we've broken out of this long-term trend line, but again, we're just sitting in this range. As you can see, the range from 186.818 to 183.180. This is a big range. I'm just looking to trade in that range, and as you can see, we have started a trend down here, as you can see. So just looking to take this. If we can get this, let me zoom in for you guys. So if we can get the rejection off the trend line, off this zone here, really nice clean rejection, we can look to take this for the sells as a final target at these lows down here, as I previously said. Obviously, we will have targets in between. Obviously, if it breaks out the trend line, breaks above the zone, structure's broken, we'll be out the trade. Nice risk to reward ratio trade there as well. Moving on, I'm looking at AUD USD for potential pullback sells. So lining this up nicely with the Euro USD sells as well, as you guys can see here. So if we can come up, get the rejection off the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern that we broke, I'm going to look to take this, continue down to these rejection point lows over here. Obviously break of the left or right shoulder as the stop loss. So see if we can get the nice pullback up to these next support levels. See if we can get the rejection off that. Same sort of thing on AUD CAD as Euro CAD. Potential two-way idea here, as you can see. Again, we are overall bullish on this. Again, super high on this. 1 hour, nice rejections off the trend line here. As you can see, if we get the rejection off the trend line and we break above this area, I'm going to take the short-term buys up to these next levels up here. However, if we break up the trend line, break the zone, I'm going to look to take this to the lower levels over here of the really nice support areas. Whatever this decides to do, we'll be ready for it and then take that moving forward. Next up, I'm looking at USD CHF for potential two-way setup again. As you can see, we're actually super low in the market on this. We've got a nice wedge pattern coming through. We've got a nice trend line coming through here that we are semi-rejecting right now. So if we break back in this zone, break below here, we could see the short-term pullbacks, even to these levels here. Final target of these lows, obviously within the wedge. However, if we break out, break this level over here, we could see that USD strength. So then we can take this, as you can see on the daily, to these levels on the left over here. So whatever this decides to break, again, we're going to be ready for it. And we'll take that as it comes. Next up, looking at gold. So gold, I have two-way idea here, as you can see. So overall, as a swing setup, if we can get a really nice pullback up to the 4,577 levels, I'm going to take the sells down based off the trend line and kind of where we are now in kind of a bearish retracement mode. However, as I said to you guys, on an intraday basis, as you can see, looking to get the nice small pullbacks here from obviously the news. Pullbacks to start the week. We have obviously the NFP volatility from last week. I've pulled out the fib. On this level, we've got a inverse head and shoulders pattern here as well. If we break 4,347, I'm going to take the short-term pullbacks just up with some targets in between here. Nice risk reward trade to see if obviously we can get up to these levels up here. If not, we might see this just come up to these levels, as you can see here, and then continue down, obviously based off the news, escalations and everything like that. With silver, I'm looking at the pullbacks again, but straight back up to this level here, as you can see, up this really nice support level. We can get the pullback up to here. I'll look to hit the sells down, obviously break back in the trend line, break above here as the stop loss. So really nice setups ahead, guys, which is sweet. As you guys know, technicals all covered, fundamentals all covered, all thanks to market. For you guys that are really obviously into your trading and you aren't using market here, you're seriously nerfing yourself. You can use my code DAN10 on market and get all your fundamentals live. As you can see, you'd usually have to scramble Twitter and that sort of thing for all your news headlines. But as you can see, market's giving me all of the news headlines. As you can see, 10 minutes ago, Palestinian source, Hamas may agree to hand over Gaza weapons to security agencies in the Cairo Accord. And as you can see, assets to watch. This could make obviously gold go up a little bit, SPX go up a little bit, and that sort of thing. So this is important to get all of our headlines as soon as they come out so we can be ready on the ball with it to take this into the market, as you can see here. So as you can see on gold, we are neutral out right now. Swing trading bias slightly bullish, day trading bias slightly bearish. As you can see, I'm looking to trade the break of this neckline here, as you can see, and market has a nice pullback area where my final target would be anyway. If we go back to gold, as you can see here, I'm looking to take this up to these levels over here, 4,400 levels. And as you can see, same sort of thing, 4,400 levels on markets. This is lining up really nicely. You've got all the biases of what supports this bias. Why is it bearish right now? What could flip it bullish? As you can see, watch closely, reconsider your risk. Literally, market's giving you everything on a platter, which is super handy. So obviously, we've got all the fundamentals covered. We know what's going on with the war right now. We know what biases to be looking at. We know what to be looking out for. We've got our technicals ready, so we know where to enter. We know where our targets are. We know where our exits are. And of course, we've got market as that final confirmation there. Let's go to a pair that's pretty close to triggering here. As you can see, you've got, and we're right in the middle here on OrdCAD. Let's go to market. Let's look at OrdCAD and let's see what OrdCAD's saying, because this is the most likely one to trigger for a setup. So let's load up OrdCAD. It's going to do its thing. Load up the most recent biases. So we're slightly bullish and slightly bullish on this. As you can see, we've got a buy area on OrdCAD. As you can see, break above 098377. I'm going to take the short-term buys up. But obviously, if it breaks out of this, I am going to take the sells as it's slightly bullish. You can see what could flip it bearish. Canadian data risk today could boost the CAD on positive surprises. So that's one thing to look out. High oil prices from the Middle East tensions underpin petrocurrency CAD. Bank of Canada, relatively credible inflation fight, supports the CAD medium term. So we have all of these headlines that we know what could flip it bearish. We've got these news headlines. We've got the key upcoming events. We've got a 1:30 today, as you can see. High impact CAD news that's coming out. So again, we've got all of our fundamentals and technicals covered. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys found that insightful. Of course, this is day and swing trading biases. Of course, we're still going to be posting scalp trades into the trades channel as well. If you guys aren't in the trades channel, of course, you're not going to know exactly when we are getting into these positions, when we are striking, so you can result when we do. Trades posted every single day for you guys. You have live sessions every single week. We have the app that's in development right now. There's a lot of amazing stuff on the way for you guys. So this is you guys up to date. You know my setups for the day, swing and intraday wise. Make sure to obviously use my code to get a discount off market. It is cheap anyway. You can get another discount using the code Dan10 if you're really serious. Any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself. Congratulations to you guys for the start of the week. And if you guys aren't in, of course, make sure you click that join free button in the top right hand corner to be involved with everything and obviously result when we do. Let's kill the day, guys. Let's kill the rest of the week. Let's get it.